Hey there, golf and guitar fans. Hey, I dropped that first lesson on my program there, my guitar system, but I didn't put anything in there, instructions on how to hold the guitar and your pick. I showed you how to hold the pick and stuff, but I'm just going to give you a brief. Actually, that's covered in lesson two, but I'm going to give you the basics, basically, because it's just like in the golf swing. Uh, Two things you got to have is you got to have your equipment in the golf swing, your equipment matched to you. Plus, you got to get the technique down that you're using, okay? So I refer golf and music back and forth. So if you were to take the music that I'm teaching and playing here, it'd be like if I went to David Ledbetter and started swinging like him, okay, did his stuff. Okay, that's this is a specialized way to play this music. I mean, it's been around forever, but you don't see very many people teaching it. They always teaching all the standard crap, and we don't play standard crap in this kind of music. Uh, Most of us drop tuning, whether you drop it half a step all the strings, or you do a drop tuning with the E string, or take the whole guitar and drop. You can drop it all the way down to A. But the thing is what I'm getting at is it's specialized music, and you got to have specialized equipment for it. It's like your driver, man. Your particular driver is going to fit you for your characteristics of what you're doing in your swing. Same thing with the guitar. So the first thing I want to talk about is what guitar do you use? You know? Well, to be honest with you, since this is a beginner course, so most people that I teach have never played before, or they've played maybe, I don't know, maybe up to a year. And they quit because they took regular lessons from the coffee bar guitarist. And I'm not putting those guys down. I make a joke out of it. But the thing is, if you want to play that kind of music, coffee bar music, which, it's like, how about like James Taylor or something like that? I mean, that's awesome stuff, right? But it's just not what you would do on this. That's all I'm saying. So don't get all bent out of shape if I offend your coffee bar guitar playing. Trust me, I used to do the same thing. I sat in Actually, it wasn't Barnes and Nobles. It was one of the defunct ones now. But I went in there and sat and played first position chord songs and sang just like everybody else. Make a few extra bucks. But anyways, let's get back to what we're talking about here. So in this type of music, and what I'm teaching is drop tuning. So we tune our guitar down. We have a standard tuning guitar. You pick it up, it's tuned standard. 440. The thing is we have to drop it down. What I recommend is drop it down a half step, all your strings, and then drop your E string down a step. So you'd be in the drop. I guess they call it drop D flat tuning. It's kind of weird because you're actually in E flat tuning, but you're actually in drop D flat tuning. So, anyways, but here's the thing. That's about as far as you can go with what I call pretty much standard strings on here. I have hybrids on mine. I play a little bit thinner actually on the thicker strings. I'm just the opposite with you. I play a little thinner on the thick ones and a little thicker on the thin ones. But it's just for my style of music. But it's not much different than what you get that's already on there. So you don't have to do any special things for that. But here's the thing. If you're going to play this type of music or learn it, you got to have a guitar dedicated to it, okay? Don't get a guitar and then play some of this and then start tuning it back up to standard and then tune it back down. You need to fix it up for this. So how many guitars do you need? I own 2 guitars. Drop tuning guitar, standard tuning guitar. My other guitar is a Randy Rhoads Jackson. I mean, I hardly even pull it out anymore and the reason why you don't want to mess with it because that particular model's got a Floyd Rose on it. Once you get those things set up, man, you don't want to be tinkering with them too much. Let me tell you, you can ask anybody that's had experience with those things, man. Until you get it down, man, they will give you a headache. But they're awesome, though, man. That's the thing. You can, I usually pull it out if I'm doing any kind of really whammy dive bomb. Like when I do the national anthem, I got a recording on here where I just play the basic notes, and a tab so you can learn it. But once you learn it, man, that's the whole deal, man. You just take sections of that and make it sound like Hendrix, and that's when I grab that baby out, man. Wah! I can get all sorts of stuff. But getting back to this though is what kind of guitar do you get? Well, when you're first starting out, I know you don't have like, big money to drop on a guitar, but here's the thing, man. You can get a decent Jackson or an Ibanez or an LTD. I mean, these things are entry level. I think they start about $300 or something. But they're not too bad. I would recommend spending a little bit more. I call it the three stages. You got the $300 guitar, then you got like the $700 guitar, and then you got everything over a grand. Once you get over $1,000, you're getting more into like this guitar was made in Korea, one of the great factories over in Korea. When you get into a U.S. made thing, you're going to have to you got to pay the bucks. Is it worth it? Yeah, hell yeah it is. But you don't need it right now. So here's the thing: you go out and what I tell everybody is, I said, first thing, when you're looking at the guitars, let's say you never played, pick out the one that looks the baddest. You know what I mean? Say, oh man, that thing's badass. And then pick it up and see if it kind of feels comfortable in your hands. I know you haven't done anything, but all you got to do is just kind of set your fingers on the neck here and just see how far they go across, and just like that, because there's going to be wider necks and thinner necks and flatter necks and rounder necks. And, it's all a feel thing, but you don't want to get hung up in all the technical stuff. Just grab something, then grab your hand around like this, like, do an air guitar thing or something, and just feel how it feels when you grab around the neck, and you're going to find something that just kind of feels right to you, even though you don't even know how to make a chord, But that's what you do, so you find something that looks badass and you try it. From there, there's only one thing I recommend. You got to take it to a guitar tech. Now, usually these music stores have got pretty decent guitar techs now, I take mine, actually, I've had, obviously, all over the world, you get different people working on it. But the thing is there's a guy in Winter Park, Florida, and it's called Star Guitars. It's Starr Guitars. His name's Kip Elder, and this guy is a genius. I mean, his specialty is really finishes and stuff. But when it comes to setting up a guitar, I mean, he's my go-to guy. I mean, I wanted to get exactly what I wanted in a guitar. Finally, for my drop tuning, and I took into effect that I like the Telecaster body, but I wanted it heavier, like a Les Paul. I wanted a shredder neck, blah, blah, blah. I got gold bridge, string adjust, all sorts of stuff in there, super distortion pickup. Everything that I like, I combined it in to get my exact tone out of this drop tuning guitar. But that's down the road, man. I mean, I'm telling you right now, you get that $300 guitar, you spend maybe $150 to have the guy set it up, and he's going to do the frets and everything. I mean, once it's done, it's done, you know what I mean? But he's going to set it up, and then all you got to do is just keep it in that drop tuning and keep it out of the humidity, and just pick it up and play it. But I'm telling you, in the long run, if you're going to go back to standard tuning, man, you got to get another guitar. You got to do it, man, because it's a headache. So anyways, dropping all that, so, you can get a guitar starting about $300, the Jacksons and stuff, and they're going to be, made in Indonesia, whatever. It doesn't matter, man. Their stuff is a whole lot better now, you know what I mean? But that'll get you up and running, so that's my advice on that, man. You go out there, if you got only $300, you go buy a $300 guitar. If you got a little under a grand, which I would recommend, I would get somewhere between the $600 to $1,000 range, because you're never going to have to buy another one. Now, here's some other things you want to consider when you're getting that guitar. They have all different types of cutouts for your arm here, and what I recommend, that's why I like, I think it's the Ibanez and the LTDs. I think they all have like cutouts on their different body styles here. And this is important, man. See how that's cut down like that? Because on my Jackson, it's not like that, man. And I got a sharp edge like that. So my arm is running into that, and it catches that nerve right there. See, this one here, I had it custom done. I mean, the original one was a little bit different, but I had it all, done and redone and everything. It's exactly the way I want it, And that has to do with where you line your pickup, too. Pickup, too. That's like pickup or pick up. Anyways. So the thing is you can see how I got it set right here. I got my guitar kind of set at 45 degrees. Now, once you get to know me, you're going to know I teach everything by 45 and 90 degrees. All you got to do is look at my golf videos and figure out where I'm coming from. So I do the same thing with the guitar. You put the guitar between your legs. Actually, your legs are turned out about 45 degrees, and the guitar sits right in the middle of your body like this. You don't want to sit here and play like a coffee bar fart, So it's right here. And here's the thing, when you stand up, It's right where it is. It doesn't change. You got to learn how to play standing up too. Don't be sitting down all the time, you know. But anyways, the thing is I'll give you real quick because I know the video's running long, but 45 degrees, right? That's it. And then from there, it's supported on my left thigh right here, and then it kind of sits right on the inside of my right thigh like that, you know. So it doesn't go anywhere, you know. And that way I don't have to sit here and try to hold the guitar. It's already balanced right there. My guitar is balanced. I can go forward and backwards. Look at that. I'm going to not do it too much because I don't have any strap locks on there. That's another thing. Get some freaking strap locks, man. Don't be walking around and thinking this thing is not going to fall off, because it does. And I don't know how many freaking nicks I've broken doing that. It's retarded, you know, because you should know better. But anyways, strap locks, okay? Definitely. Don't leave that guitar store without them. And know how to use them. So anyways, you got 45 degrees here. Now, when I showed how you hold the pick, I show it like in the guitar there, you know, see, I'm in a golf swing, and I don't have a rod with me here, but basically, if I have my pinchers there like that, I make like a crab thing right there, and then I just take my pick, and I set it in my hand, my thumb and index finger, at a 90-degree angle. See, the sharp edge of the pick is sitting out at 90 degrees, like that, okay? Now, I change it from, you know, hardly sticking out to sticking out like crazy. It depends, you know, when you get your style down, you're going to be moving this pick in your fingers all the time to change the tone as you're playing, you know. But the main thing is there's your 90-degree angle for your pick right there. Now, when we set it to the guitar is going up 45 degrees. So if I set this exactly, let's say this is, the pick is basically, okay, it's parallel to the ground right there. Okay, I'm trying to relate to the golf thing. So the thing is when I take my wrist, see how my wrist is moving here? In order to get that to cut through the strings the way I want it to do, instead of having this thing at 90 like this, I got to tilt it 45 degrees down, and then I tilt it to the right almost 45 degrees. So it's kind of like you start with 90 right there. Let's see if I can figure out how to do this. 90, okay. Yeah, let me do it this way. So I got 90 degrees, right? So let's say my guitar is like this, right? So what I do is I tilt it 45 degrees first this way, and then I tilt it this way, okay? So here's my strings right here. If I was coming at 90, it'd be like that. So I tilt it 45 and then 45, okay? So that sets you up to where when you're strumming, instead of, people think you strum like this. You don't, man. You strum like this. It's down like in a 45-degree angle, but it looks like 45 to me, but if you look at what I'm doing, it's just going straight up and straight down. See my hand? Straight up, straight down. So I mean, this is the thing. This you know, a lot of guitar programs and stuff. That's why I never did them, because you know, people, you know, they. I mean, you got to have a commitment to do this thing, because I'm going to show you some stuff. It's going to take some time to get it down, but I'm going to show you how to get tone out of your right hand and your left hand, where when your guitar is set up in the tuning I'm showing you, you don't have to change it. You can go in the studio and they say, hey, can you do a Green Day song? No problem. Sound just like Green Day. Hey, can you do a Slipknot? No problem. Boom. Right there. Where everybody else will go, hold on a second, let me grab my other guitar. So they go down to their 10th guitar. Oh, is that the Slipknot guitar? You can't have that, man. You know what I mean? You got to figure out. This thing's got to be pretty versatile, you know. But anyways, so that's just a few basics right there. As far as your guitar, as you go along with these lessons, I'll show you stuff you can add to it, you know, because I got locking tuners on mine. I've got a dampener here. This plays a big part in the sound, and it's not just you know, we're not doing the tap. We're not using. We use it for tapping, but I don't tap much anymore. But the thing is it has a big bearing on how your sound is when it goes to the Chunky Monkey, and then we'll get into that as well. But that's more advanced stuff. But I just wanted you to kind of get the idea that you can go out and get a $300 guitar and get it set up professionally, and you're on your way. So check out my lessons here, and also the songs, you know, little hooks that I throw in there, and enjoy playing guitar, man. That's what it's all about, man. Enjoy playing guitar. And I just want to make it easier for people that like this kind of music, because before, everybody's playing in standard tuning or drop down. They had to do these kind of chords here. Now we can go across here and then just do those chords on the A string. Man, let me tell you, it frees up this hand, man. And see, the whole idea in this kind of music is you have to play power chords, but then you got to play fast licks in between. So you don't have time to sit here and do these retarded bar chords like this and then try to play a lick and then go back to that. Oops, I dropped my pick. You know what I'm saying? So that's why when I was showing that one lick, where you just play everything off you're fretting across here, so the E and the A strings are fretted, and then you just alternate with your ring finger and your pinky finger there, and that allows you to do different licks without moving your hand all over the place. Plus, you learn how to pick. I'm going to show you. I break it down real simple with the picking, that you just down strokes and then down up, or what I say back and forth, and then we just have different rhythm patterns for all those things. And we're also going to have just two shapes of chords. I call it shape 1, which is the drop tuning shape, and then shape 2, which would be more of a standard style tuning chord. But as we get along in the chorus, we're actually going to play standard tuning style chords over on the drop tuning string. So I mean, that's why I'm going to say shape 1, and then I'll say shape 1, E3. Okay, so shape 1 would mean this one right here, and then E would be the E string, and I go to the 3rd fret. So that's the language I use, because we're talking the no theory thing. We want to be able to walk in and let's say you're going to play, walk in and play, you're auditioning or something, Wouldn't it be nice to just have a chart there where you could just E1, E6, E7 or whatever, and just have 3 things of information, And then that way you just write it, the guy says, okay, we're doing this chord, and you just write it down, set your little chart up there, and 1, 2, 3, 4, there you go. You learn the song like in seconds, man. Simple. Anyways, this is a long video, but I just wanted you to, I just want to talk a little bit more about the guitar and stuff, and what more we're going to talk about. It's a complete thing. You're going to know exactly, what you got to do with your guitar. I mean, it's going to get technical, but where you can understand it. But anyways, run this thing. It's long, but run it through a few times, and if you have any questions, man, just DM me, okay? Hey, man, I'm kind of like semi-retired. I got time on my hands. Well, I shouldn't say that, but I'll make time. How's that? You DM me, I'll make time to answer your question. Later.